517-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820. Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
To be wild.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, followers, and otherwise alike. We're back for another episode tonight of Texas Wild with Ryan Prigmore, Adventures from the Water to the Campfire, where the rubber meets the road, where life and adventure come together. And tonight we have a full studio. First time I've had a full studio in a long time. We have Captain Doug Brown, former American Airlines pilot, artist, now retired.
The artist formerly known as
Captain Brown. Here, talking to the mic a little bit more, if you would.
You have to make love to your microphone.
That's what I hear.
Testing.
There you go.
I have to turn on the captain voice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard from the cockpit.
Oh,
you should do. You know what? You should do farcical captain announcements on TikTok. Have a video of a plane, the outside, the clouds, and all that.
You write them, I'll do them.
Ladies and gentlemen. Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Done. Can I write some stuff too?
Dude, this could be so much fun. This is your captain speaking. We could come up with some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That would be great.
I hadn't thought about that.
What would we call it?
I give up.
Captain's log.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
We need to.
Or this is the captain speaking, like literally.
Pardon?
Never mind.
I have a captain's log every morning.
Gross.
It might not be morning. Sometimes it's the afternoon.
Shitty joke.
Wait, I don't get it.
Oh my god.
All right, so we've got Diana Jurek, our trusty blue diver search and recovery. She's been my first mate for the last year. She's been absolutely fearless. She's been a force to be reckoned with underwater, really.
Yes, she has.
It's very intimidating sitting next to someone so awesome.
And tall.
I've been around that my whole life.
Oh, man. Diana's been my go-to.
Oh, yeah.
We're happy to have her here on the show and on the crew.
Yes.
We have Alyssa Moat of the following show, High Tea. Sip it, savor it, spill it. And
Pink
we
is
have
out.
Junior here, who's going to be known as Lee from now on, because we have to put something on a business card,
Okay.
and I'm just not sure CL will work. People won't know how to pronounce that name. So anyway,
Interesting.
I always tell him his grandfather's name was Coy Lee, right? But that's not his name. He has the initials of it.
My great grandmother named my dad.
Okay.
Took Coy Lee and put CL.
Okay.
No dots, just CL.
Okay.
And so my grandmother says, "No, you're going to name your son after you."
Oh.
Don't be acting Coy Lee with me.
Well, here's
That's what I
what's
always tell
funny
him.
is the fact that we bring this up. So my last name is Moat, like a castle moat. Okay. So my cousin, with my firstborn, we were naming our son with a C name. I'll explain in a second. But she suggested that I name my son Koi. And I was like, so instead of a koi pond, we'll have a koi moat? No.
That's great.
You have to be careful when you have a specific style of last name. It's like you can't, like balls. You're not going to name your kid Harry. I mean, maybe you would, Ryan, but
Ryan definitely would.
so yes, we denied the koi moat thing. Yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Always.
I know someone who had a coach named Richard Holder.
Yeah. What's funny that we're starting your show off this way because last week and this week we talked about on our show certain states have illegal names. There are people that name their children really awful things. My cousin went to college with a girl named Shatheed, spelt S.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Shatheed, spelt ready, SHITHEAD. So her name was Shahed, but they called her Shatheed. So there you go.
That's horrible.
I'm telling you, why would you name your kid Shahed and call him Shatheed? Like
talk about a lexical ambiguity.
Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to derail this this show tonight, but
I'm glad you did.
Names,
that was interesting.
Names change things.
Did you ever see the movie The Jerk?
Yes.
With Steve Martin?
Yes, I did.
He had a dog named Shithead.
Yes, he did.
So anyway, tonight's topic. I don't even know. We're halfway through the first segment. We haven't even talked about
one
the
more.
topic.
One more, real quick. Sorry,
Let's
I
do
didn't
it.
apologize. You have to start over. But Shah Dynasty.
Shah
Dynasty.
Is that an actual name that you heard?
Actual name. My brother's a doctor. Shah Dynasty, or Shady Nasty.
I've never been so happy about something in my life.
Sorry, it just came to me.
Shah Dynasty.
That's right.
Wow.
Help! I'm talking and I can't shut up.
No, that's.
This is the stuff that I love, though. Like the guy on TikTok that goes, "The Mexican day of the word," and he manages to turn the word watermelon to a whole last sentence. I'm like, what?
You know, somebody dropped an entire gallon of Hellman's mayonnaise on the rear deck on my boat.
What?
I said, "What the hell, man?"
What the hell, man?
I'm not even laughing. I'm trying not to laugh. I can't feed this energy.
So tonight's topic is when adventure and life intersect.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have to live one and seek the other, you're just there. You know, they're on the same path.
No, I love this. I love this topic. I'm 7 payments away from being that life.
Really?
My house will be paid off in 7 payments.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really congratulations.
Thank you. But that's not about my congratulations. We have people moving on to doing
other things. We weren't going to get into that until the end of the show.
That's fine. We'll save it because we're not going to tell it. No, we can wait. We can make people dangle the carrot.
We're having a personnel shuffle currently.
Yeah.
Diana is moving on to, I wouldn't say greener pastures because,
Different pastures.
yeah, just different pasture,
Different
an
pastures.
adjacent pasture.
Yes.
Less wavy.
Yes, it's still
Um,
10,000
no,
acres,
a lot
but
of
A lot of wavy.
A lot of
Okay,
waves.
okay.
she is moving on to Corpus Christi to, well, personal reasons. They don't need to be discussed, but she's moving on to another pasture, and we're sad to see her go. Junior is going to step up as the first mate in command of Blue Diver Search and Recovery. He's starting manual hull cleaning on Monday.
Yeah. Manual.
Oh.
Has there been
Manual.
proper training? Is what I need to know.
In terms of what?
Yeah, you take a
All
scrub brush and
things-
start scrubbing.
All things Ryan.
I don't know about Ryan, but he's an accomplished diver. That's for sure.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's got his training. He cut his teeth on search and recovery, so he's no
Even with
stranger
us-
to
Oh,
nasty
I have no
environment.
doubts of his expertise as a diver, but hanging out with you,
Oh, and you'll never get used to that.
That's a different story for a different
Okay,
time.
That's
okay.
a whole education in and of itself.
That's a whole life experience.
Yeah.
Especially when me and him spend almost 24/7 together.
Hey,
Yeah.
my husband
Not
has
like
only
that.
my husband's only met him a small handful of times. Loves him, knows he's crazy as all get out, expects nothing but crazy. So that's good.
You might say pun forgettable,
Yes.
Very
Yes.
true.
pun stoppable.
Diane's going to miss that.
So Diana,
She is not. She is not.
what are your prospects in
Oh
Corpus?
no, so I won't miss them because he's going to call me randomly.
Can you
just
pull the
to-
mic up a little bit?
No, because Ryan will continue to call me randomly just to ask what the velocity, if I know what the velocity of a swallow is. I believe.
Airspeed velocity
Airspeed
of an
velocity
unladen
of an
swallow.
swallow. That's it.
He's
Yes.
been doing that to me too.
Oh, well, I know the answer. So yeah, I mean, he'll call me just randomly and ask just that question.
Well, the
Yeah.
only reason
Have
I
a good
called
night.
you the other day was to ask if, well, because Junior was there and I had you on speakerphone.
Yeah.
He didn't know the answer. He would have been cast into the river of fire. If he had come to it. It's a
Oh,
long story. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Monty Python? and
Yes,
the-
I
Okay.
have. Oh, yes.
So you know what I'm talking about then?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
That's how coconuts wound up in England, if you didn't know. Yeah. So Diana, what are your future prospects in Corpus looking like? What are you going to do?
For now, I'm just gonna continue doing like the Uber Eats delivery driver and go back to doing some pet sitting and dog walking. It's something that I enjoy. Get to spend a lot of time alone and with animals.
Here's an opportunity for you. There's a
What's that?
seawall there
Mm-hmm.
that runs the length of the beach.
Yes,
You could probably spend a whole day just delivering to people on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
probably finding them is the hard part.
Finding what?
The people on the beach.
Oh.
That's
They're
a
on
whole
the
lot of
beach.
people. And they
Yeah.
don't like to pay attention to their phones.
Imagine ordering food and saying, "I'm under the blue umbrella."
Well, you have them
Yes.
have each one of them.
How many blue umbrellas are
Okay.
there?
So I started my delivery career whenever I was in college.
Yeah.
And there were people that would order to the field, like the football field. And no, I hate those people so much.
That's so
they
rude.
don't pay
But
attention
don't
to
so
their phone.
rude.
It's so hard. There's nowhere to park. It's
Obviously, you're at the football field, bro.
so yeah. No,
I'm the
I
one
would
wearing
not
the
wanna
Dallas
be near the
Cowboys
the beach.
jersey.
Yeah, I'm the one with my shirt off in a lawn chair.
I've got a Dale Earnhardt Jr. tattoo on my back.
I got-
Good luck.
I got the number 3 shaved in my back hair.
Okay, you and like 20 others.
So tell me a little bit about experience you might happen to have where the adventure meets the life experience, Alyssa. You had mentioned something about how that was
I did.
a previous lifestyle of yours.
I
Let's hear it.
did. So Clint and I have very different lifestyles. Clint, my husband, he's been on the straight and narrow. He's been with AT&T for now 27 years. So he's very straight and narrow. And here I am like, oh
Roller
God,
coaster.
I'm a roller coaster of trauma. Like I am just, I never, like my husband can be like, what do you want to do tomorrow? No clue. Wherever the wind may take us. So adventures, we've crossed a lot of things.
What's some of them? Give me some examples.
Well, I have moved all over the place. I went and lived in Stephenville for a hot minute just because when people die around you, you tend to want to get out of Dodge.
Do you remember when the UFO was sighted over Stephenville?
Yes.
What do you say? Were you there?
No,
did
I
you have
wasn't
any-
there, but I remember
The
it.
football field I was speaking of,
Yes.
Stephenville.
Yes.
I went
Yes.
to Tarleton.
Yes. Tarleton, I remember the bars a lot.
A lot of them have closed apparently.
Yeah, they have. Kind of sucks.
So, what are some adventures that intersected with your life?
I've done different business adventures. I have done corporate America. I have jumped out of planes. I have
Let's talk about jumping out of planes for
There you
just a
go.
second. How many times have you jumped?
once
Just once?
only.
So,
Out of a
But I-
perfectly good airplane.
A perfectly good airplane.
that's what I want to touch on.
We were
The
talking about
planes-
this. the other
But you
day.
know what? So was it you or was it somebody else that said those are not actually perfectly
was me.
good? Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
The planes that make it to the skydiving
They're-
seat are
they're
the ones that are
basically-
ready to be put out to pasture. The pilot should be wearing a parachute.
You know, the pilots do wear parachutes on those.
They do.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they're ready to be done with
And
it.
I will tell you, those skydiving pilots, they get really irritated with the sport jumpers versus the newbies that are like all scared. I was on a plane with 3 sport jumpers, and they're like, when we turn green, because of the conditions, they're like, go, don't sit and twirl your thumbs.
Altitude, wind
And that's
speed,
what
all
they
that.
did. And that's what they did. He turned the green light, and these 3 guys are like, just like, what? And he's like, get the F out of my plane. Get out. Like, get out.
We're running out of fuel.
He's like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here all fucking day for you. Like, get out. And so I was like a little intimidated. But the guy I was attached to, he was literally Sam Elliott with your eyes closed. I'm not kidding you. I was attached to Sam Elliott, and it was the greatest of my life. I was like, yeah, I'm with Sam Elliott. Because his voice,
Mhm.
you know, you can't mistake that voice. So it
Right.
was freaking awesome.
You know why he sounds like that?
No, because
Because the mustache hangs down in front of his upper lip.
Oh, I was going to say he sounds like that because he smoked about 7,000 cigarettes within 1 week.
Does he smoke?
He's got it. Come on, Sam Elliott.
I want to go skydiving again.
Do it. I want to do it again so badly.
What's stopping you?
Time, money. It's $400 a pop.
Let's go after the show.
Fine.
All right, let's do
I'm
it.
so freaking down.
Let's go. For real. Let's do it.
I'm
Let's
so-
book it after the show.
Okay.
All right. We're going skydiving tonight. You down?
I'm down.
Get it?
Will they let you
I'm down
skydive at
'cause hanging
night?
up.
I don't know why not.
Okay, because I've never I want to skydive over water, and I want to skydive at night.
Not into water, just over water.
I'm fine with water too. I'm a good swimmer.
What do you think about those squirrel suits? The flying squirrel suits?
They're interesting. I just need to know what happens when you get about 200 feet off the ground.
You tuck and roll.
A tuck and roll. Okay.
Get ready. It's going to suck.
So I need to like make sure my body is very loose and relaxed. So a lot of Xanax, a lot of
Wine.
alcohol, wine. Yeah. Okay.
No, I think you have a parachute on. It's not like a terminal thing because, people wouldn't be able to make multiple videos if it was.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's not a suicide suit.
Unless they curve up, slow down.
Once you curve up and you lose your airspeed,
You're
you're
gonna
going to
go
stall.
down.
Yeah.
Like
It's
a
going
plane.
straight down.
Wow.
So, Doug, adventure in life.
Yeah.
Experience intersection. You
Come
were a
on.
pilot for how many
Come on,
years?
Mr. Pilot. You
Here
got
it comes.
stories.
I was a pilot for technically 43 and
Well,
a half
still are a
years.
pilot, but a working
So-
pilot, right?
Well, yeah, working pilot for all those years. Adventures in life, it's all been pretty boring. It's been pretty easy. I've had
It wasn't
couple
boring at
of,
first.
couple of scary things in airplanes through the years.
Like
but,
what?
Well, we talked about last time. We talked about the engine failure coming out of Honolulu. That was
Oh.
pretty exciting. Make
Yeah.
a change to my regular plans to being home the next day to go play golf when I got home. But
Yeah, turn around and land back. at the
yeah, we
airport.
just turned around and went back and landed. It was pretty exciting. But the thing about it is, it was just a no big deal kind of thing because we trained for that.
Right.
We practiced it many, many times. And so I really didn't think about it until a couple of days later that I really should have been nervous, but I wasn't.
Can I ask
So-
the most obvious question out there? Where were you 9/11?
I was.
I'm sure you've gotten that
I
a
know.
million times.
He was on the ground.
I was.
You were on the ground.
I was
Okay.
at home in bed.
Okay.
I just started my vacation,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and I work with we have a grief and trauma counseling team
Sure.
at the company, and so I got activated. I got called to go, and so I spent the next 4 days. Talk about things changing and adjusting your plans.
Yeah.
I spent the next 4 days meeting crew members that were coming in to go to work, but everything was grounded for 4 days, so nobody could go. But
What were you called in to do?
counsel. There's when something really scary happens to you, or around you, you lose a buddy, you lose friends, things like that. It messes with your head, and your brain is going to start working on healing and getting better. It happens with diving. It happens with all kind of walks of life. But when something bad happens to you, your brain is going to start healing itself. So you might have trouble sleeping. You might be really emotional. There are things that are just, thoughts going through your head that are just distracting. So you just got to take a little bit of time to recover from that. So, for really about 4 days after something really scary happens, you just got to adjust. And so if you can't sleep in the middle of the night, you got to get up and do something, organize your sock drawer, paint the cabinets, do something. Don't lay there in bed and just stare at the
Wallow
ceiling.
in it.
Right. So it's just your brain healing and getting over the other end of it. And of course, it takes about 4 days for the adrenaline pump to get over. So we talk about things like make sure and eat right, drink right, exercise. Don't sit and just think about it. Get up and do something.
Yeah.
But that's what we did for 4 days after the initial 9/11.
Wow.
Was meet crew members and talk them off the ledge. We had a lot of people who, I'm done, I quit.
I'm out.
I'm never doing that again. There's a whole sect of people out there who are training to kill me. That's that's their whole everything they want out of life. And so that mindset of protecting the cockpit door and making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to. And of course, the shady looking characters that when you're being politically correct, you can't talk to. Nope. Politically correct goes out the door. If I'm not comfortable with somebody, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Of course, when I was a captain, I got to do that because the captain's word is it. So
same as on a boat.
This is going to be the new adjustment to being retired now.
Is having to not use your captain filter.
I can't use my captain voice anymore. That's, that you got to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of your captain announcement? Just a standard.
I'm so ready for this.
Well, I've got a really good story about that. I'm going to share with you. Really.
Yes.
This is why we do these shows.
Yes.
Okay. Impromptu stories,
I love
adventures,
it. I
great
love
stuff.
it.
I have a lot of fun with this one. We actually did this, a replay on a cruise I went to once. And I proposed to my wife over the PA system of the airplane.
No kidding.
When I was a co-pilot many years ago, we used to have a camera on the back wall of the cockpit that would shine down over our shoulders and out the front window. Well, so in the middle of the flight, I had gotten permission from the captain because I was a first officer at the time. I told the flight attendants what I was going to do. I got everybody prepared. And then with permission, in the middle of the flight, I turned the camera on that was over my shoulder. And I turned around and I faced the camera and I said, "Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first officer speaking. I want you to know that
I need to hear it in your captain.
I want you." Okay. Well, see, I was only a first officer back then.
Well, first officer's voice.
So this is it.
I am your first officer.
That's right. So ladies and gentlemen, we crossed the water and everything's fine, but I just want to let you know there's somebody special back there that it would make me very happy if she would be my wife. And I'll come back and get your answer in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much for your attention. And we turn the thing off. So the camera's off. Everybody's just quiet out there. I came out the cockpit door, and that's back in the day when you could.
Yes.
Came out the cockpit door, and I peeked around the corner, and she was in the front part of the airplane, and she said yes. Although the guy sitting next to her offered her $1,000 to say no.
For real?
Yeah, for real. And I said,
what an asshole.
I would have taken $1,000.
I'd have thrown him out of the plane.
That's a wink, nudge,
Yeah,
nudge. That's okay.
I would have given the wink like, no, I can't marry you.
So, yeah. So anyway, fast forward that story. We were on a cruise years later, and they were asking about how people had proposed. And so I started with a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. And then they made me be serious about it and do it right. But that was the last time.
Oh, that's cool.
Used the captain voice.
Let me hear a standard announcement.
Oh, yes.
In your captain's voice.
Wow. I have to think of some that I do.
Any random one.
We're cruising at an altitude of
Okay, good
35,000
evening, ladies
feet.
and gentlemen. Welcome aboard your flight to Honolulu today. My name's Captain Doug. We're so pleased to serve you today. We have a truly outstanding group of flight attendants back there with you. The flight attendants are here primarily for your safety, but they are going to do their absolute best to make you just as comfortable as possible. If there's anything you can think of that we could do to make this flight just a little bit better, please don't hesitate to call on any one of us. That does certainly include any kind of notes, comments, questions, or crayon drawings you'd like to pass along to me. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. Welcome aboard.
Fantastic.
My jaw up off the floor.
Just right off the top of my, just pull it right out of my back pocket. And
Oh,
I've
I'm
only-
so jealous.
They
I've
always-
only done that once or twice in my.
They only
Love it.
sound like one run-on sentence with no punctuation at all.
Well, you got to
freaking love it.
You got to be aware of that, because when I first upgraded to captain, one of the training pilots told me, remember, the people you're talking to is your grandmother. She's a little old lady. She's sitting in the very back of the airplane. She cannot understand a word you're saying, so speak slowly and don't use big words like fire and emergency.
2 words you definitely want to avoid on any flight. Did you have any experiences where you actually thought somebody might try to breach a cockpit door, or did you have any?
I did.
I know there's going to be at least 1 or 2 experiences where you had to duct tape somebody to a seat.
There's got to be at least 5 Karens in your freaking resume.
I've got a couple
43
of
and a half years. I imagine it'd be more than 5.
I've got a couple of, and I've really enjoyed the Karens, because that's when you get to you flex the captain's stripe and say, listen, you got 2 choices. I'm sorry and sit down.
Yes.
Or goodbye and get out. That usually worked out fairly well, because I had the company and the system and the safety all behind me to do that.
Oh, I'm so glad I've never been awarded that authority, because I would abuse it like you would not believe. I'd be a monster. I'd be like, oh.
You'd be starting shit just to throw people
I
off.
really would. I really would. Oh, you don't like that? Captain Stripe,
That's right.
get out.
So last time we talked, you told me about the federal air marshal thing where you're a marshal inside the cockpit only. And you said, didn't you say that you'd never know because you're not allowed to tell anyone?
Correct. The air marshals that are on the flight are not the armed pilots group. That's the air
That's what I'm
marshal sitting
talking
in the
about.
back. Okay. The air marshals, you would never know. If you came into a room and saw all of us sitting there, the way any of us looks, any of us could be an air marshal.
Right.
They are very covert, very sneaky, very well trained. They are amazing individuals. And I had the opportunity to go through some of their training, what they do.
And they're just there to be on the plane.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're kind of just ferried all over the country.
That's right.
On random adventures just to make sure everything's cool on the plane.
That's right. Yeah.
What a job.
I have to say, and this is so random that I'm interjecting in this, but one movie. So I used to work for an explosives manufacturer for oil drilling and all that stuff. And so one movie that came out, it did have Liam Neeson. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was on an airplane. A bomb was on the airplane, whatever. So anyways, he finds the bomb. He goes in and he opens it and he says, well, it's a standard, blah, blah, blah. And as someone that's worked in a explosives manufacturing company, whatever he said, I was like, I looked at my husband. I was like, that's not even the most explosive of explosives. Like that's small potatoes.
It would work, but it would take down a
It
plane.
would, but I was like, if he was smart, he would have said da 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 da, and I named off like the bigger explosive. And my husband's like, I'm a little scared of you right now. And I'm like, I be knowing shit. I be knowing things.
Can they not get a technical advisor? Seriously.
I mean, literally,
I see it all the time.
So, like in movies, when they're like, "Oh, what's a standard?" Blah blah, and I'm like, "That is not even the strongest powder." Blah blah blah. So, I get a little funny about all that stuff.
So tell me about. We have less than a minute to go here, but tell me about a Karen on a flight.
Yes.
Okay,
that's funny because my mom's name is Karen, and that's been now applied.
What
to
was
people who
her?
act like
What
my
was
mom.
her deal? Real quick.
Okay, so she was in the back of the airplane and she came on and thought that her fur coat needed to go in the overhead bin. And there was a bag in there already. So she took the bag out and she put it on the floor and she put her fur coat nicely laid out on the thing and closed the door. Well, the other passenger put his bag back in on top of her fur coat. and she didn't like that. So she kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then by the time they got me involved, we also found out that she had a stroller that she was using to put her bags in that she had snuck by the stroller guy.
Oh wow.
So that was the Karen that I gave the opportunity to say, I'm sorry, I'll sit down, or
get up, get out.
Get up, get out.
Love them
We'll be
Karens.
Right back.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair, the world's lightest wheelchair, is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at jococommunityradio.com.
There's your head.
Hey.
I'm thinking about changing our intro music. If y'all have any ideas, feel free to.
What's wrong with that?
Let me know.
I will have 10 suggestions literally 30 minutes after the show.
It's got to be adventure related.
That's fine.
I like to change things up every now and then. On the previous show that I did, which only quit running last summer, he had Staying Alive since the pandemic, and it just got old hearing it every week.
Oh, I didn't laugh at
that. The songs that I want, well, they don't correlate with high tea, number one. Number two, they all have a lot of derogatory, inappropriate stuff. So I just can't. I can't shine in my true self.
Doug, we were talking about problematic passengers on planes.
Yeah.
They always told me not to use alliteration, but it just works so well. And tell me about another one. Like, tell me about a wild one. Like having a wild animal on your plane that you had to either get rid of or deal with, or tell me about somebody you had to take down and put in cuffs or duct tape to the seat.
Never had to do any of that on my
Never
plane.
got to like clothesline some stupid Karen.
Never had to.
Dang it.
My announcements really worked fairly well because the big deal is when you tell people over the PA system that you need to comply or we're going to land and put you off somewhere, nobody else on the airplane wants to stop somewhere.
It's like when your parents turned around in the front seat of the station wagon and said, I swear to God, if you don't stop.
But I'm going to tell you, you have that voice too. You have that soothing voice where people don't tend to like get agitated.
Well, thank you.
There's no attitude
I've been
in
practicing.
your voice.
Oh, we're going to do some great stuff on the Captain's Blog TikTok videos. I'm going to write some good stuff.
I can do that.
Oh, I'm so here for it. I am so supportive of this.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it is.
So crazy things. When I worked on the ramp, we had a police dog get
Wait a minute.
loose.
For those that don't know what working on the ramp is,
the people that work outside loading the bags and marshaling the airplane. Marshaling is guiding the airplane in.
Just before you were a pilot.
Yes, I worked my way up. Actually, my first job, I just went through.
I
this
didn't know
yesterday.
you'd been in aviation that long.
Oh, I've been that long. My first job,
Amelia Earhart.
I just went through it with
Days.
a person outside that he accused me of having everything paid for and just I never worked for anything I got. Well, you don't know. Let's back up and I'll show you the documents. But I'm very proud of the fact that I started my first job when I was about 17 at the airport was cleaning the bathroom.
Okay.
And I worked from cleaning the bathroom to cleaning the airplane to driving fuel trucks to loading airplanes to taking tickets to, I mean, I worked my way up from the very bottom and that's incredible.
Did you think or hope that by cleaning those bathrooms at the airport that it would lead you in that direction? Or did you?
Well, yeah, you know, I always knew when I was a little kid that I wanted to be an airline pilot.
Okay.
And my dad was a pilot, but he didn't want me to. He had wanted to be a cop, but they weren't hiring cops when he came out of school. So he went to be a pilot.
They're hiring pilots.
Yeah. What the heck? And so it's just been a dream. I've always wanted it. And I think it's got to be a God thing because
I love that.
I've always wanted to do it. And so when I went to the airport when I was young, I went with the hopes that I'd find some kind of a job at the airport. And the manager of the airport said, nope, got nothing for you, kid. Get out of here. So I went to go use the potty. While I was in there, trash was spilling out of the bin. So I went out and told him that trash is spilling out of the bin. See you later. Thanks very much. He goes, those cleaning people. And I said, here, tell you what, I'll do it. I'll clean it up. And then you take me flying. So we'll work out a deal. And we did for the first 6 months. We worked out a deal. I would come in every week, clean the bathrooms and do all that stuff. And then he would take me flying because he was an instructor. And then it worked into the point where my dad loaned me his credit card because he figured out I was serious. But it was a 14% credit card. He charged me 16%. So talk about learning about life and finances and things like that.
All at once.
All at once. Surprise, son. Step up to the plate. So that's where I started.
That's incredible. I didn't know that was the case.
No, and I love that. And I plan to replay that for my kids. Like, it's you can start from the bottom up.
It's
like
a
lot of
story.
kids don't understand that. Like a lot of kids, and I would say even a lot of high schoolers, they don't get that you can start in your passion from the ground up.
Well, that's a great airplane pun too.
Yeah,
from the ground up.
I don't get it.
It's okay. It's okay that you don't. That means you're way above it.
No, I really
too much time in a pressurized cabin.
No, I think it's really amazing that I got to do all of that, and it really made me who I am today because nobody around me can trick me about how hard the job is. So no matter what's going around me, there are things that I've done. So people have to know I'm not asking them to do anything that I haven't done or wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me you don't have time or it's too hard because it's not.
So you've lived your passionate adventure your entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what this show is about. That's the entire reason for being here is to do that.
Yeah.
Our purpose on this planet is to do something you're passionate about, something you love, and try to do it for as long as possible. And Doug, you're a perfect example of that. And what are you doing now?
Nothing. I'm unemployed.
You're hanging out on your boat.
I'm retired. Yeah. I'm working on the boat.
Fun employed.
Yeah, fun employed. I like that. I'm going to use that.
You should.
I'll give you credit though.
All right, do it.
That'll work.
Hey, I've been unemployed for 3 years, and it's been amazing. Hey, oh my gosh.
I just wanted to come say hi.
Hey, welcome to the show. It's a good thing you're wearing leopard print. You know why?
Why?
Easy to spot.
That's right.
We've got my
wait, I don't get
fabulous. This is my amazing co-host of the High Tea with Kim.
Come around
and
here real quick so we
Alyssa.
can get you on camera because
yes,
you're not on there, obviously.
She's looking fabulous because
Hey, good
guess
to
what,
see you.
guys? Y'all may not know this, but we decided as of last week to go TikTok live. We're trying to grow our High Tea TikTok, but we decided to lean on my TikTok that has barely over 1,000.
So y'all are actually embarking on a new
We
adventure
are
together.
we are
currently.
trying to be at all the angles of all the things. So
I support that. Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Be
we're going-
visible from everywhere.
So we're going to a dog park? Is that what I?
Sure.
Oh, you said embarking. I didn't.
Embarking. Yeah.
Sorry, is that?
That's
You started it.
I can understand how that would be rough.
Rough to understand. There you go.
Why do I even with this guy? Why, guys? Why? Like,
Oh,
you
man.
you need to get on TikTok and just do all the puns.
I
Just all the
can't.
puns. You know,
can't.
there's those 3 dudes on TikTok that do the.
They don't. They notice they're supposed to be out hunting. They don't shoot shit.
They don't shoot.
They've never
shit.
killed a bird.
And that's fine with me. I
No,
don't
I
care.
think they do shoot the shit.
That's
all they do.
You're so right. They
Yeah.
shoot the shit, but they don't shoot.
So we're going dove hunting on Sunday. You need to make a list of jokes, and we'll sit there. And we'll
Do a TikTok.
yeah, we'll film us telling stupid jokes while we're dove hunting. But
Okay.
we're actually going to kill something. We're actually going to shoot some.
What
birds
I
this
want to
Sunday.
know is, I know we brought up too early what this lovely is going through. What adventures are you hoping for with your new move? Like, what are you most excited about?
I really enjoy moving. I've moved a lot, so
You enjoy
it's-
moving?
I enjoy living in a new place.
I've never enjoyed
I guess
moving.
the
So
I don't
actual
enjoy moving.
I guess the actual moving is not the best, but when you have a travel trailer, it's not the
Yes.
same as
Okay.
moving an entire.
No, you just
household.
load it all up,
Okay.
put it on the back of your truck, and go.
For the most part, yeah. There's still a lot of like battening down of things
Okay.
to do
Okay.
before you move.
Strap the refrigerator
But-
door shut.
have you,
Yeah, all
Glue the
sorts
cabinet
of-
door shut.
and you've never lived by Corpus? You've never lived down there before, or have you?
I haven't lived down there. Every summer, my family used to go to Padre or Mustang Island, and
Yeah.
then my sister actually used to intern at NCIS in Corpus, so I'd go spend some time down there with her.
Nice.
So
Nice.
my sister lived there for a while, and now I'm moving there.
Nice.
Although she lives in California now, so she's off on her own adventure.
After these 7 payments of my house, I'm like, who wants to rent it out? I'm ready. I'm ready. And here's what's sad is I'm ready to move. And this is the year that my 5-year-old has entered into the kindergarten world and has made little besties.
Aw, little
And he
friends.
is now on the football team for BYA Raiders. And this kid is I'm not kidding you. Jerry Jones needs to be watching my kid like right now.
What position does he play?
He is number 1 running back, and he is about to be quarterback.
Really?
Yeah.
Must
This
have
kid-
quite an arm on him.
This kid is like after every practice. I'm sorry. If any of my other football team, I'm sorry, but they're like, Asher, where's your, like, we need 10 twin brothers. Like, where are you at with this? Asher's freaking good. Like, we had practice last night because rain came in, and this kid he's got the go-go juice. Some of these kids get tired and they're like, the weather's hot and I got hit, and they're crying and they're upset. And Asher, my kid, it's not like this kid is like hammer. This kid wants to be football. He lives and breathes it, and I am here for it.
So after 7 months of more mortgage payments, how are you going to embrace
I have no idea.
the adventure lifestyle with a kindergarten football player?
I'm stressed because at the like one side of me is like, we out, we moving, we're gonna discover the world, and at the same time I've got
Probably
this
not.
kid that's like NFL bound, and
You
I'm
should
like,
get a boat.
well, yeah,
You should get a big boat. Y'all can
Yes.
have adventures on the lake without having to really go anywhere.
yes.
Bring your boat
Yes.
to Eagle Mountain Lake, and we'll do TikTok adventures on the lake. Go out to the island, hang out, start a fire.
I was fixing to say, go to the island.
Hey, I was bragging on you the other day about like,
Oh, there ain't nothing to brag on about
yes,
me.
there. Well, your crew, like seriously, like going and diving.
My crew is worth bragging on, definitely.
Your crew, like seriously, going and diving, that is something that not many people can handle.
Well, they don't want to. They don't
Traumatically,
want to bother about it.
traumatically.
And here's a good example. Yesterday, we went after a set of jet ski keys in Lake Granbury. The water was 4 feet deep. The pool in his backyard was deeper than the water where he did the recovery.
I jumped into the lake from the boat dock.
And you're like, and I'm standing.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
because of
Exactly.
the color of the water alone, people don't want to do what we do.
Well, like 2 weeks ago when I went to Jeff's slip and
Yeah.
got his fishing pole
Yeah.
and checked Dad's
Yeah.
prop. Then
Yeah.
come back up, and now I'm not kidding you. 10 minutes later, and watch an 8-foot alligator swim right where you
Yeah.
were just at.
Yeah.
I was
Wait,
like,
wait,
oh yes,
wait,
yes,
wait.
yes.
There's
Wait, 8-foot alligator where?
Right where
Eagle
I
Mountain
was.
Lake,
Yeah,
Lake Country Marina.
Oh,
Lake country,
yeah,
yeah.
they're
They like the country.
I got out.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not kidding
prolific.
you.
Really?
As soon as
yeah.
I got out, 10 not even 10
Where y'all
minutes later,
dive?
yes.
Yeah.
I was just under the water,
I
right
was-
where he just swam across.
Alligator.
Alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was actually bumped by one the other day in crappie.
He's
crappie
like,
slough.
I need to get back in the air.
I was
I
like,
need to get back
I
in
mean,
the
I
air.
was like, oh man, I want to get in the water and get a picture with it. So
I'm
people
I'm
really
thinking
would
bigger
think
boat.
They're terrified of bubbles.
they are.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they
like
don't-
that.
They don't bother us.
Anything
Good to
new or
know.
different in their environment
So-
runs them off.
Ryan, I haven't gotten to tell you. So I went back to Florida, to Pensacola
Mhm.
in I don't know, a month ago. I don't even know
What did you go back
what
for?
that is. I went with my cousin. I went with her to just spend 4 days. Anyways, so there was no sharks. We saw dolphins. So
There were sharks. You just didn't see them.
Didn't see them, but we saw dolphins. And okay, I could be wrong on this, but
So this
if
was
you
on
see
purpose.
dolphins, then sharks are further out.
Yes.
Yes, because they're
yes.
natural predators.
Okay, so we saw the dolphins, and then, but I have never seen in my 43 years of living, which I have not been to the
You've been a
beach,
pilot as long as she's been alive.
Pretty
don't-
much,
don't
pretty much.
Wow.
but I didn't know jellyfish could be like the size of a Coke can.
Oh, they have
Cook it?
freshwater
Oh, yeah.
jellyfish of the
Okay,
size of a quarter.
and I did not know that little jellyfish can sting
They
you.
can be so small that you can't see them, and then all of a
Yes.
sudden you are just in a cloud of them, and it feels like little bitty ant bites all
Yes,
over your body.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that, and so I
It's a
was
thing.
the only one with my people
Did you get
that
stung?
had the. No, I did not, but I had the polarized glasses or
Sunglasses,
whatever,
yeah.
and so I could see them, and I was like, no, I'm not going out there. But all these other people were getting stung by little ones because they couldn't see them.
Mhm.
And so, but I had never seen that before. So I was like, okay,
Mhm.
all
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I didn't know jellyfish came
yeah.
up to shore
Yeah,
that.
that, that's kind of thing of spending every summer down in Padre
Yeah.
or Mustang Island is even just as kids, me and my sister were out swimming one day, and all of a sudden it just felt like seriously just
Ant
ant
bites.
bites all over our
Ugh.
body, come rushing out of the water, and found out that's what it was. It was all these little tiny jellyfish.
There's a story of a gentleman who was using a surface supplied hot water diving system
Oh.
on an oil rig out in the Gulf, and
Mm-mm.
he was diving something like 400 feet, tech diving,
Ooh.
and he had a surface supplied warm water dive setup on, and
That's where they pump it inside the suit.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
to keep you warm.
it sucked up a jellyfish and shot it down into his suit, and it landed in his butt crack, and he had something like 4 hours before he could surface because of all the safety
Oh,
procedures.
the decomp.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Oh no.
I just stay well away from jellyfish altogether if I can. Your mic is your mic even on?
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
on.
talk into it
Yeah.
for us so we can hear you? Your
Yeah.
opinion matters, you know.
Well, I'm trying not to breathe in it. You know, I am kind of
Sound like a dog snoring over there.
I kind of had a little mishap this.
Tell us
last
about
week.
that. You had a little adventure with poison ivy.
Yes, and I went to rub my eye, so now I got it in my eye, and it's my nose, and so it's in my
Inside
nose.
of your nose.
Yes, I got little spots right here. You
I
can
had
see
an
it.
uncle that wiped with it once. I imagine it's about
Oh,
as miserable.
no.
I think it was
Let's-
either Craig
let's
or
just say
Danny. I
it-
can't
it-
remember.
My eye will water up, and my nose will get stopped up.
That's horrible.
Yes,
That's a horrible way to experience anything.
it's very painful right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
You want me to take your mind off of it for you?
No.
Okay. So can you still dive?
Yes.
And it doesn't affect you?
No.
See, if it was me, if I feel even something as small as like a little tickle up here by my eye while I'm underwater and have a mask on, I will rip that thing off to scratch it
Hey,
and put it back on.
I
and
have
clear it.
done that. I have
Oh,
done that.
I hate that. If it
I
was
thought
me, I'd
something
be
was
going
crawling.
crazy.
Well, when we went to go look for that ring at Ray Hubbard,
Which ring?
the
We've
wedding
done-
ring,
We've done two.
the wedding ring with the guy on it.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And when we were splitting time going down there diving,
Yeah.
I felt like something was crawling right here, and I take my mask off.
Oh yeah,
Scratch to put it back on.
When I was in basic training, the recruit division commanders will tell you if you're standing at attention, if you're in your barracks and there's either an E7 or above in your barracks and you're at attention, you do not move. You don't move your foot. You don't scratch an itch. You try to look like you're not even breathing. You do not move at attention. And they'll tell you the itch will go away. Give it a minute. It will go. I don't care. I have to scratch it. And I always managed to do it when no one was looking.
I was fixed to say I've never had an itch go away yet.
No, and I'm not going to give it the chance to. I have to have the satisfaction of scratching it. It's no different than a dog hunting something. Dog has to get it, get a satisfaction.
Well,
I have to scratch that itch.
When we were up on our way up here, you kept telling me, quit itching it, quit itching it.
Yeah.
I was sitting there rubbing my eye. It's like, I can't. It feels good.
Oh,
I just
no.
keep going.
You didn't put a cone around your neck?
Yeah.
No, I have to have gloves on my hands.
The cone of shame.
Yes.
That's actually a good idea. I'm going to start looking for one for you, buddy.
No, you're not.
And it'll have to be longer than his arm, though.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get it on him when he's not looking and put a lock on it.
But I don't, I've never had this happen, and I don't know how.
I don't think anyone's had that happen. If anybody could get
hands or
if
something.
anybody could get poison ivy on their eye or in their nose, Junior, I swear it's you.
Like I said, I don't know. I guess I had it on my hands.
Don't go touching poison ivy.
Well, I didn't know I was touching poison ivy. My brother's backyard's grown up.
Yeah, that stuff is a mess.
It's
man.
real bad back there. So.
I used to spend a lot of time in East Texas when I was a kid, and that was something I had to deal with a lot. But what Chuck would always tell me to do.
I just volunteer to go clean it out for people because I'm not allergic. So
yeah, but see, I was like that. I used to not be allergic to it.
Yeah.
Until I worked.
You don't have an effect of poison ivy? It doesn't bother you?
No.
You ever rolled around in it on purpose just to see?
I mean, not on purpose, no. But there's been plenty around my parents' property with me growing up, and even behind my house now. I'm pretty sure I walk through it on a regular basis.
I'm gonna get
There's actually
some and rub it
poison
on your
oak that
back
I'm
to see
walking
what
through
happens.
on a regular basis.
Well, see, that's my problem. I used to not be that way until I got older. Then I got allergic to poison ivy, poison oak, poison
It can happen
sumac.
for sure.
I'm like, how'd this happen? Come find out, place I used to work at, there were some vines hanging down. I was swinging off trees. Yep, shouldn't have done that.
You should be donating your plasma or your red blood cells to people who want to develop an immunity to poison ivy.
My body tries to kill me on a regular basis. I've actually tried to give plasma once, and they told me my veins were too weak and sent me home.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I have really, really, really small veins, and they roll. So I struggle.
Everything about you is small, apparently.
Except for my height, yeah.
Yeah, except for your length
yeah,
if you're laying down.
So funnily enough, I actually had a speech impediment. I technically still do lots of speech therapy, and then also things during my childhood that made it expanded my mouth because my mouth was actually too small. So there's something called an expander. It's like a medieval torture device. They stick it up in the roof of your mouth, and then every couple of days, you or your parent have to twist a key. And what it does is it slowly breaks your jaw and lets it heal. And it breaks your jaw and it lets it heal. And it breaks your jaw and it lets it heal. So that was my childhood. But I can speak now.
Wow. I didn't know.
Yeah.
How far can you open your mouth? Let me see.
Okay, so that's a whole other thing because my joints are I'm hypermobile, which you know. So like my shoulders, they all slide in and out.
Can you go over with your hands touching?
I can't go fully over, but I can stretch to.
Why aren't you doing contortionism?
I've thought about
as a
it.
performer.
I've thought about getting into it.
Yeah.
I haven't really put the effort into it yet. But yeah, so a lot of my joints, including my jaw, does actually dislocate. So my jaw does open extra wide.
So as a performer, will you demonstrate? Can you put your fist in your mouth?
I can't put my fist in my mouth, but you can.
Can you put my fist in your mouth?
Not on purpose.
Again, my mouth is very small. Using the expander on the roof of my mouth helped, but all around my mouth is too small. And that's
as a
also why I
performer,
had teeth removed.
As a performer, do you ever wish that you had continued using it to become like part of the sideshow act?
I still could.
The girl who can remove her jaw.
No.
No.
But contortion wise, I could still get into it.
What kind of adventures do you foresee in the performing aspect of your life?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Juggling, clowning, all that.
Oh, I'm still just
in Corpus.
Well, we don't really know of a scene down there yet. I don't know of any jugglers there. I don't know of any belly dancers there, but they have to be there. It's just a matter of finding them. In the meantime, it's
I
just
imagine y'all having these meetings, these little get-togethers that y'all do on the beach around a fire.
yes.
How cool would that be?
Okay, so I know of one in Galveston.
Mhm.
There's a group in Galveston. One of my belly dancer friends, they do fire on the beach there. So that would be a little bit of a drive, but I'm pretty sure I could find people in Corpus to do it with too.
Right on, cool.
And me and my partner hosted a juggling club here in the DFW. So we're gonna have to, end it here, but we're probably gonna start one down there as well once we find at least one other juggler to join. So we're still gonna keep training, still gonna keep pushing at it at first because moving down there, his family's there. That's actually why we're moving is to be closer to his family and kind of help
Mhm.
out there. And
Well,
but we don't have like the big social life, and there's so much less driving.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot more time for just kind of training. And
Well, as you know, I'm going to soon embark on Pirate for Hire.
Yeah.
To see where I can go with
so
that.
much fun.
Would you like to be a South Texas pirate? Should I get any gigs in Corpus or Galveston? Would you like to be my go-to pirate performer?
Could possibly. I need to work on costuming a little bit.
Okay.
I've got
Well,
some.
we know a good place to go to.
Yeah,
It's
we
only
know-
a couple
we know a
hours down the
great
road.
place.
Well, I make my own costumes.
Well, she's been to Spring.
Oh, has
She's
she?
been to that shop.
Okay, yeah. So again, I'm from like South Texas,
Yeah.
so I grew up.
We drive
down
through
near
her
Houston.
neighborhood on the way from
Yeah.
Houston
Oh, really?
to San Marcos.
So me and my friends would occasionally go to Spring. It's just a very picturesque little town. They've got like a little magic shop there that was
Mhm.
super cute.
Yeah.
I don't really remember a whole lot. That
It's
was
a
back
neat
in high
little
school.
town.
It was
Mhm.
old timey looking. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yes.
They had a
Very,
boardwalk.
very cute. Yes. So, yeah, that was like 20 years ago now. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that. Very picturesque.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about adventures that you have in Corpus Christi, and I'm looking forward to the possibility that you may acquire some more dive gear once you get down there and,
Oh, as soon
and
as I can.
get some blue water experience
Yes.
for a change.
It's almost intimidating. I've
Isn't
only
it?
ever done this.
I know. It's amazing to think that you could see 80 feet underwater one day.
Yeah, it's intimidating.
Just do me a favor.
Hmm.
Stay away from the stingrays.
I will do my best.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but I thought about that.
Do you
Oh,
expect? Do
yeah.
you expect to make many trips back up here
All the time.
to visit and whatnot?
Oh yeah. Well,
Don't
we'll
be a
back up
stranger,
lot.
okay?
Oh, of course not. Yeah, I mean, I already told you November. We have
Mhm.
plans.
Yep.
So,
We're going to a pirate
Steampunk November.
steampunk November. That's it.
Yeah, Steampunk November. It's a festival here, kind of local to DFW, and it's a lot of fun. I go every year, and I'm very happy to bring my crew with me this year.
I'm gonna do a steampunk pirate
Yes.
thing this year. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a lot
Oh
of fun.
yeah, it'll be. Yeah, there's everybody dresses up, and it's just a really great time. All sorts of performances.
I'm
and
excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
One of my dancer friends is going to be there. She's a bottle walker, so she walks on like the little glass bottles, and
That's amazing. What happens if she gets her toe stuck in the opening?
I don't think that's really an issue. She's normally in high heels. I could
So
imagine
what
getting
happens if she gets
the.
a heel?
I know. I
have
can
to
imagine.
get
It'll make it easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to see how this works. Now I'm interested. Bottle walking. I've never even heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's actually a very old timey skill.
You ever heard of a polecat?
Mm,
People that would sit
probably.
on top of a pole. That's it. That's all they do.
Okay,
Pole sitting.
pole sitting.
Yeah.
Is it like planking? Is it like
No.
an older version of planking?
No, it's exactly what it sounds. You're sitting on top of a pole. That's it. It's weird, but it was a thing. It was a huge thing. They
Well, I
call
was
them-
thinking about doing something like that, but
Polecats.
I'm afraid of high places. So I
Yeah.
I'm afraid of low pressure.
I'm afraid of heights too, but I want to be a pilot in the worst way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
mortified of heights, but it's not being up high that I'm afraid of. I respect that. What I'm afraid of is not having the safe way down. And that's where the nightmares from cell towers come from. But we'll talk more about that next week.
there you go.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's
Been
been
fun.
a wonderful
Thank you.
time. Diana, you will always have a home with Blue Diver Search and
Always.
Recovery. Do not hesitate to come back, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. We'll see you next week.
Community Radio.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party.